All right, today we are on location at Hallstrom Home. So we're going to go inside and meet owner-operator Rhonda Hallstrom, and we're going to learn the common techniques and theories behind interior design in 2024. Let's go. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi.
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for doing the video. Rhonda Hallstrom with Hallstrom Home has been very generous. I'm very grateful for how generous you've been by letting us film our first on-location video in your store. Rhonda, tell us a little bit about your store and how you got started.
Well, I'm a lifestyle brand, and I started because I've been on Instagram for many years, sold directly from my house online, and then we went through COVID, and that changed our lives, right? And I decided, you know what, I was bored, need a little zhizz in my life, so I said, let's just open a retail store. But I wanted to do it in a way that was a little different than everybody else, bringing a lot of different things in here, but also that community part that I think a lot of us lost. You know, being able to come in and chit chat and talk about our lives if we wanted to. Not everybody wants to, right? But then also being able to browse, lose your mind in like designing your home, or finding that one thing, a gift for somebody that really means something. That was really important to me because I didn't have that ability selling online. You don't have that person-to-person part, and I really felt like I wanted to bring that to the community.
Well, I got to tell you, your store has really become part of our community here in Ridgefield, and it's leaked into my industry. So on our live streams, every Saturday we go through new listings and open houses, and most of the time it features one in Ridgefield. And when it comes to today's market and the struggles that home buyers and homeowners are going through, they might walk into a home that's right at their budget, right at the top of their budget, but there needs to be some updating done. And we see these homes all the time on the live stream, and I realize I'm not an interior designer. So I have some questions for you today.
Okay.
Can we go through some questions?
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of home buyers and homeowners are on a tight budget, and it's hard for them to find affordable ways to improve their home's appearance without spending too much money. What are some simple budget-friendly decorating tips for new homeowners looking to refresh their space?
New homeowners. So, I mean, I'm going to just say what I think you guys already know, but we look at paint, lighting, and flooring. So, flooring can be expensive, so maybe we don't change that out. Maybe we just put a beautiful rug on top of the carpet to kind of bring in a focal point, and like, let's just say it's your bedroom, right? And you have a tan carpet. Typically we just put our bed on there, decorate it like so. But now if we put a rug underneath there, it just like makes a solid foundation. It has visual appeal, and then you can go ahead and put your bed on there, and it just makes the room kind of come together a little bit more, and you're not noticing that like drab tan carpet look. That
It's almost like when you go to Amazon and you see something and you can augment reality, put that in your room.
Yeah.
That's kind of how home buyers need to be looking at these homes when they walk in, and maybe the flooring isn't perfect.
right.
You know, try to imagine a rug, or come to a store like
Right.
Hallstrom Home and look at these things and imagine them in that space.
Yeah. And one thing, let me just interject here, I think that's really cool we've done with our rugs, because our rug supplier, which is Dash and Albert, very well known, they have the washable rugs. And I was like, let's let our homeowners buy those and return them if it just doesn't quite maybe fit size-wise. They can't picture it unless it's in their house. And so I was like,
Do you have some of those we can look at?
Yeah.
Let's go look.
You want me to tell
Yeah,
you
go
about
ahead.
Okay,
Tell me those rugs.
Dash and Albert, this is our washable rugs. It has plastic on the backing, so it won't slip, right? This is like no pad needed. The corners don't roll. It's phenomenal, one of our best sellers. So let's just say you, even in your mudroom, your entryway, and you're like, I know the budget thing, right? You're like, well, where do I put my money? I would say do it in a rug. These are not real expensive either, because they're the construction of them brings the price point down than say like a looped rug. Plus you can throw these in your wash machine. So
Now, Rhonda, you said something really interesting. That go ahead and take one of these rugs, go put it in your space, and then bring it back if it doesn't work.
Yep.
Is that something you'd recommend to somebody maybe that just went to an open house
Yeah.
and they love the house, but there's a couple issues, maybe I'll go to my local.
That would be an awesome idea for sure, because I think when you're looking at a house, sometimes you focus so much on one aspect that's like, okay, hold on, let's think about this, right? Like, what's going to make you feel better about a little personality in that house than maybe drab carpet or
Start to kind of picture what you can do with it.
Yeah.
Create your own augmented
the
reality.
only thing I think I'm stumbling here, but if homeowners aren't used to looking at design, right? They're like, well, what am I supposed to be looking at? Because I can only see the house as it's presented. They can't look at it and say, oh, what if I paint that brick mantle that was made in the 70s or even the 80s? Sometimes the coloring's just wrong. I painted many mantles. It's great. You can vibe out a space with paint so easily, but then, right, you bring in the rug, and now that sets the tone, and maybe change out the lighting. Right there, easy.
We're going to look at some pictures that you're going to help us with.
That's going to be fun.
Very exciting. Do people bring in photos of rooms and say, can you help me get started?
Yeah, and that kind of runs into the interior design aspect, right? So we offer those services, but to come in, and we love to help no matter who's working, but it just, you might be better off setting an appointment just so you can have a little bit more time, because otherwise there's just so many customers and we're dealing with, somebody picking out Filson versus
People coming in your store and filming videos.
Yeah, there you go.
So what kind of new stuff are you seeing? Are white cabinets here to stay, or are we?
Oh, that's always the question. Okay, so the trend with cabinets are, of course, out here. I feel like with the P&W, we do white cabinets a lot because we are gray days, right? But the trend now is those darker mahogany colored cabinets. But then you're also seeing, like a pecan oak trending again. And it's interesting because we have so many trends actually kind of fighting the battle of like who's better. But I still think modern farmhouse is the winner still to this day. And that's just because it simplifies your space. So we're looking at woods. So even if you have the wood cabinetry, we're looking at adding black elements, maybe black cutting boards, black fixtures, lighting fixtures and whatnot. But then we'll also see, like, you can do the antique brass. You can mix that in with modern farmhouse. So you don't have to be super stuck on this like black white thing. But we do have that a lot out here. I mean, so when I say black white, it means like a lot of people are painting their walls white. They have black accents, very minimalist in a way. And then they'll maybe add a few of the like brushed antique nickel or different little elements like that.
We talked about this when we met last weekend, and I think that with the way the market is now, most first-time home buyers or newer home buyers have to look at their homes as a potential flip.
Yes.
Not meaning I'm flipping it in 30 days, meaning I'm flipping it in 36 months.
Yep.
So when they come in and they're looking at cabinet colors,
Yep.
fixtures, where can I get my biggest ROI, right?
Okay, I've thought about this because we used to flip houses, but we did it within 30 days, and that's because our funds were limited. They were tied up. And we can talk about that on a live stream or something. It was very interesting, the whole flipping houses. But do you paint the cabinets or do you not paint the cabinets? Part of that comes down to how long are you going to live in that house, and are you completely fine with, say, oak cabinets? Then leave it, because it's not going to be worth it. You can work with the space in other ways, like simplifying what's on your counters, having a nice rug. I mean, I think budget-wise, maybe it's not worth it for you to paint them white. We love to help people try to figure out what's going to be best for like that impact, like lasting quality when they come into their home and go like, I love that.
All right, I got some pictures. You ready to go look at them?
We are.
Okay, let's go. All right, so here's my favorite part of my plan for today is I have some pictures Now, some of these came from streams we've recently done where it's a beautiful home. We talked about awesome architecture, but needing some updating. So I got some pictures, and I just want we're going to go rapid fire, and tell me what you would do. Okay, so we're going to start in a primary bathroom. This home was built in 1990, and very high quality. But what would you do with this master? And there's a couple master bathroom. There's a few pictures here if you want to scroll through.
I mean, I think right off the bat, you're like, so it's easy on the eyes because of the tile colors. But here's what got me. They have one of those wall heaters with the thermostat right above it, but then the towel display is right in the way. So if you actually used it and put towels on that towel rack, you could possibly burn your towels with the wall heat. So I'm like, let's get rid of that. And to get rid of that wall heater, I know most people want to avoid it because that's dealing with tile. Maybe we just take that whole wall of tile off and do something completely different, right? So we could do a little shiplap wall, or there's different design ideas with wood walls that you could do there that doesn't have, I'm not looking for something bold, right? We want to be really soft because the tile in this room is really soft. But that heater right there just went, oh my gosh, I'm super old.
Well, and you don't need to do a full bathroom remodel here,
No.
right? Because the cabinets, the white cabinets look nice. What about the fixtures, and is satin nickel still a thing?
I know. That's what caught me on the fixtures was the satin nickel and the white. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I put that in one of my houses. I take it all back. So can we update those, please? A simple update on the mirrors is not going to cost a whole lot. But I do like on this house, their mirrors are framed. So what if we took those frames and just painted them? So let's go through and paint the walls into something that you're going to vibe with. Anything, except for please not tan. And then we paint the frames something that calls to you, right? I mean, you could do a blue if you really want to, but modern farmhouse is going to be black, right? And then if we could change out the lighting, I don't know what the budget is on the changes that I would like to make. I would do lighting, mirrors, and those faucets. Oh, those faucets.
I mean, for $50,000, you could do a complete gut on this.
Right, but that's probably not what they want to do.
Not right away. If I had $2,000 or $3,000,
Yep.
could I totally update this?
Oh, 100%. Yep.
Great. You ready for picture number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So this home was built in '77. It's a ranch. They've done a lot of updating, as you can see.
Yep.
I was going to show you the cabinets, but I want to see what your thoughts are about this fireplace.
That fireplace, we're painting that.
What color would you paint it?
I mean, I myself would go white, but I've done that. So I wish you could see my house, the before, and I have an old 100-year-old farmhouse. And so we've covered it. You could cover this rock wall with, say, a different tile or stone or whatever.
Could you do shiplap over the rock?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and that would look really cool, but it depends on how much work you want and how much. Some people aren't maybe super.
A can of paint's $50 as opposed to
100%.
shiplap.
Right. And it's going to be easy on the eyes, right? So you're going to come in. Let's just say it's white walls, and you painted the block stuff here, rock, white. You're not going to notice it. It's just going to blend in. So then you can focus on something else besides that outdated thing.
Can you unpaint a fireplace? Because I've seen people paint a brick fireplace, right?
Yep.
This was something in the 90s, early 2000s. Somebody would go paint a red brick fireplace white, and then I see that, I'm like, oh, I wish it was red brick again.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. No, not so much. You're still gonna have even if you stripped it. So here's what I would do. If you really wanted that red, I would hire somebody that knows how to paint it to look like the original red brick. But when you do that, then you're looking at your walls. You need to paint a color that's gonna be easy on the eyes, but going bright white walls with a red brick, it's super bold. And it's not really trending right now, if you care about trends.
I think that's a great answer. I think listening to you, if I were to paint my fireplace, I'd want to talk to an interior designer to make sure I paint it correctly with the right color.
Right color, right kind of paint. So I've done quite a few different things with my old fireplace. We've covered it up. My husband made a custom walnut mantle.
Could you cover it up with like that faux cobblestone?
Oh yeah.
Could you put?
You could. I've even seen people do. The tricky part about this is there's a peel and stick tile that people use like in their kitchens. It's really cool. You would have no idea. So that's a great kitchen update, by the way. If the tile that's on there, you're just like, ugh, or maybe you want to tile the entire backsplash area because there's only just one little trim piece. You could get that peel and stick tile and do it yourself, and voila, your husband comes home for the day and it's all done and it looks great.
And even if it's just a temporary fix to get you by a couple years
Oh,
until
yeah.
you can do the full remodel.
Oh yeah.
Okay, speaking of kitchens, here's our last picture. This is important. Okay, so this home was built in 2003 and they are becoming dated. I have an 06 home, it's dated. And a lot of homes around Ridgefield, fast growing city, you're going to run into issues like this. So tile granite as opposed to Corian, not Corian. What's the new cabinet? The new tile. It's slab granite or Corian's old. It's dated.
Yeah, it is. I have quartz in mine.
Quartz. There. Thank you.
I love quartz.
So this one's got tile granite, like we said, and not the quartz. It's got the dated cherry cabinets.
Yep. So, and we're looking to update this kitchen on a budget. We don't want, say, a full. Okay, can we get rid of that plant there? That killed me. I first saw that and I went, what? Okay.
The plant on top.
Yeah, the plant on top. And I would avoid items on top of your cabinets. Now, some people say that's a must because they have antiques and they want to showcase them. Feel free. But it is easier on the eyes when there's nothing above those cabinets. And then let's focus down below on your workspace. Yeah, so if we are on a budget and we're not going to paint these cabinets white like I would like to do, they're really nice. These ones flow with the color of the floor, so let's just put down a nice rug, and then we're going to look at changing out that little pendant light that's hanging down there, right? We have a great light that's in the store. It's one of my best sellers. It's recycled glass. It's really beautiful. It reminds me of one that they have at Pottery Barn, but it's not quite like that. And it also hides the dust. I like that whole concept of hiding dust, right? But your light fixture in that kitchen, I think, would really set the tone. You could even go big if you want, right? But so let's just say we're gonna keep the cabinet color, keep the countertops. So then I would focus on your charcuterie boards that you're gonna use for your decor. So because we're dealing with black here, I would still stick with that theme, right? Like black, whites, and woods, and kind of bring it all together with some layers. So your cutting boards to your bowls, and then on that island right there, we could grab a really great stool because it looked like there was a spot for a stool there. And then tie that stool into that light fixture that we're going to hang right above that island, and that will look kind of cool. And then put something on that island, like I would go maybe a big wood cutting board that's just going to sit there all the time. You can still use it, but then has it as the decor piece. And then your plants, of course, we love plants. It's still a thing. If you can't do live ones, then you can do faux. I just wouldn't put them above the refrigerator because that looks like feng shui. That's going to bunk me on the head. So
Rhonda, thank you so much for doing this today.
Yeah.
You're going to be on our live stream next Saturday where we're going to do this unscripted this time. How can people find out more about you, your website, your social media?
Hallstromhome.com, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's more fashion over there. But yeah, I think our favorite place to hang out is Instagram, and Instagram stories is kind of where we talk about life. Yeah.
Well, I did make you a little gift.
What?
For doing this today. I saw you had a
What?
3D printed pot. I made you a little 3D printed.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's yours.
That's cool.
Don't look too closely. We'll talk about that after it's
Okay,
over.
he's going to be fired.
Just
kidding.
If you made it this far, you're awesome.
You are
This
awesome.
was my first on location. We hope to be doing this again.
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, all those good things. We'll see you next Saturday on our live stream. Bye, everybody.
Bye.